Well, it's still morning. So good morning, everybody. At least here on the East Coast, it is still morning for another 10, 15 minutes, something to that effect. I'm going to try to get this game in from the Phillies replay before NFL football comes on. So, yeah, so we played a couple games here. As I said in the previous video, I've kind of decided I'm going to start rolling more of these games offline to try and expedite this project. I'd like to make some ground and start getting somewhere. So we're up to game 45. This is game 45 here. Phillies, they're 4 games under their pace in real life at this point. They are at 20-24, 20 wins, 24 losses. In real life, they had the reverse record. They've split the first 2 games against the Blue Jays. If you're on the Tabletop Baseball Facebook page, I am posting the box scores or the score sheets, whatever you want to call these things, from the games that I play offline, so that way you guys have a chance to follow along. Anybody who is following this and wants to kind of keep tabs on this project, I'm going to try to do 1 game per series, either the final game of the series or if there's a good pitching matchup or something to that effect. But at this point, so the final game of the Braves series, the Phillies did defeat Chuck James in that one. Cole Hamels had a really solid outing there. And then you had the Blue Jays coming into town, and the Phillies beat them in the first game of the series. Jamie Moyer was the victor in that. And then in that final Braves game, Shane Victorino had a 3 home run game, kind of a remarkable thing there. But what we're seeing here is, I believe, the culmination, as in this game right here, in the previous game, Victorino was not used in the Phillies lineup, I think, because he'd gone into a bit of a slump. I think Charlie Manuel, the Phillies manager, had decided to move him to right field for a period of time to try to take the pressure off him, to get him out of his slump or something to that effect. Maybe he was a little injured too. Well, his average was down to like in the around the mid 230s, and they benched him here for a couple games. This is the second game in a row that Jason Worth is out in center field. Well, he's been in center field a bit, but this is the second game in a row that Victorino has not been in the outfield at all. So keep that in mind as we go. In our simulation here, he was pitching pretty darn well, but in real life, he had started struggling. So, all right, let's get to this game. Blue Jays at Phillies, game 3 of the series. Again, the Phillies, they would gain ground on real life if they can win this game. And it was a close game. 6-5 was the final in real life. But, they need to, what we would like to start seeing is the Phillies to start picking up some ground in a few of these games that they lose and start getting a little bit hot. So we'll see if that happens here. The lineup for the Blue Jays, as I try to organize my setup here to get it. And we have about an hour. I'd like to get this in before my favorite NFL team, the Buffalo Bills, start their game against the Bengals. So this is a day game at Citizens Bank Park, and a 2 means it's going to be great conditions for hitting. A day game 1-9 is good. That's an 11-8, 11 left, 8 right on the singles, and 17s for both sides on the home runs. So you get some ballpark dinger chances, and they're going to be gone. So I'm going to, I guess I have to use this now. Still going to have this problem with the shininess, but let's just go ahead and we'll make do. So Wilkerson will be at first base and lead off. You don't often see a first baseman leading off in baseball, but Blue Jays did here with Wilkerson being at first. Then Aaron Hill at second base will bat second. The third hitter is Alex Rios in center field. The third baseman, former Philly Scott Rowland, came up with the Phils back about the end of the 90s, and in this case, he's been out of Philly for a little while now. Playing third, Matt Stairs, right field. You will see him later in this Phillies replay as he ends up being traded to the Phils as a left-handed bat off the bench. And if you recall, his home run in, I believe, the championship series at Dodger Stadium was a real turning point for the Phils. Shannon Stewart in left, Rod Barajas catching, Marco Scudero shortstop, and Sean Markham, the righty, is pitching. In his card in real life is pretty decent. 9-7 record, 3.39 ERA, and 25 starts. So it could be a test here for the Phils. So while I am thinking of it here, I'd like to get the chat window. And also just I want to check and see if Markham, I assume Markham got the victory in this game. Let's see. That's a big assumption to make. But you just never know. No, he did not. Jason Frazier got the victory. Markham was out after one inning in this game. So he may have gotten injured. Well, we're going to let him pitch. So they kind of went with a bit of a committee game here. So give me a second as I try to get the live stream chat window and all that stuff going. Well, let's just start in the game. Actually, for the Phillies while we're waiting, Rollins short, Worth center, Utley second, Howard first, Burrell left, Jenkins right, Felice third base, Ruiz catching. He has not been catching much here in the last few games. It's been Chris Coast. So I'm not sure what exactly the reasoning was for Charlie Manuel to do that. Could have been Ruiz was getting a little tired out, starting to, those catchers, they go through a lot of ups and downs there. Brad Wilkerson going to lead off here against righty Kyle Kendrick, 2.5. 2.5 is a strikeout. So quick out there for Kendrick. As I mentioned, I think I forgot to mention Kendrick rounds it out in the pitching. So 5-4 righty. Grounder to short. That is Jimmy Rollins. We'll roll this out here. There's a 7 and a 9. That would be an easy play for Rollins. 2 outs. And that brings up Alex Rios. 3-7. And that's going to be a 1-7 double. That'll be at 11. So a single. And Rios is going to, let's see, Kendrick a +3, Ruiz -1, so +2 total. He's going to try to get a lead here. And a 4 means he does. So the 19, you add basically the -2 and the +2 subtract each other out. So he's going to steal second unless it's a 20, and he gets the stolen base. Now Ruiz is a 1-6 throwing error because we get a 1 through 3. There's a chance, and it's a 12, so no throwing error. But now rolling up with Rios at second and 2 outs. So let's roll a D20, see if there's any wild pitches. It's a 7. I'll get one off screen. 1-3, grounded to third. Top of the first over. So Kendrick avoids trouble with the 2-out single from Rios and the stolen base. So Markham, he's good at holding runners, and coupled with Barajas, who's a 0, it's going to be -2. But the Phillies still have plenty of speed here. So Rollins, 2-6 against a righty, 1-2 single chance. It's a 7, so he will line out to second baseman Aaron Hill, 1 out. Jason Worth, 2-9. And that's a 1-8 triple chance. It's 15. So that is a single for Worth. They're going to hold Worth on. Utley's going to hit and run. They're going to hit and run with 1 out. Not always advisable, but in this case, it's going to be an A hit and run chance. No wild pitches or anything. So 5-7. It comes off the pitcher's card. That is going to be a grounder. Oh, wait, a grounder to second X. Let's see, Worth being held, but Aaron Hill still a 2E4. 15 is probably a double play. Yeah, 12, yes, it will be. And that will end the inning, so no score through 1. Everybody's at church. My ankle is a little bit sore today, so I'm not playing guitar this week, so rather convenient. I can stay off this thing. So Matt Stairs, 6'8" lefty, 1-3 single chance, but it's a 17, so that will be a liner to Utley, 1 out. Shannon Stewart, 2-10, and he's going to get a single. With Kendrick, basically a 1-15 chance. He'll try to get a lead. Needs a 7, and he gets it. So he has a chance to steal a base here. 1-15 shot. At 17, he's caught stealing. So with 1 out, Stewart gunned down through Ruiz. So 2 outs now. Barajas, 4-8. Against a righty, it's a ground to third. And top of the second over. So bottom of the second, it'll be 4, 5, 6. Howard, Burrell, and Jenkins. Hey, Larry. Yeah, it is afternoon now. I started off with good morning because it was just barely morning. Still 4-8 lefty, and it'll be a walk. Changing my scoring a bit here, so I have to kind of pay attention. So Pat Burrell, I'm not doing the symbols anymore. I will circle runs, but Burrell 1-7, and guess what? That's going to be a double play ball right there. 6-4-3. Both teams, well, the Phillies, not both teams. The Phillies been rung up on double plays twice. Jeff Jenkins, 2 outs, 1-10, and he's going to get a single out to left. Stewart will flag it down. Let's see, a 13. So then 11. So 1-13 chance. Try to get a lead. He needs a 6. And he gets a 7, so he won't be able to steal there. So 2 outs. Jenkins at first. And it's Felice at the plate. 5-7 against a righty. Grounder to second base. Hill. Well, they were holding. I was treating Jenkins as if he was held. So with the righty at the plate, it will be Hill. 3E4 and a 20. It's going to be an out. So out of the inning, 4-3. So through 2, no score. Kendrick back out there. And it'll be Marco Scudero leading off. 6-11 against a righty. That's a ballpark single. Right-hander is a 1-8. And it's a 9. I rolled it over there. I meant to roll it over here. It's a 9, so that will be a liner to Rollins that he is able to dive and get. So 1 out. Markham at the plate. He's batting from the right side. And a 1-4 will be a strikeout. 2 down. Brad Wilkerson struck out his first time up. 6-8. Lefty. 1-3 single chance. And he gets a 10. That'll be a line out to the second baseman, Utley. So Kendrick, he's given up 2 hits so far, but both have led to nothing. So Chooch will start off the third, bottom part of the third here for the Phils. 5-9 against a righty, and Ruiz strikes out. Kendrick, pitcher's hitting card number 1 at 2-5 is a strikeout. Second strikeout for Markham, and J-roll 2-8, and he's going to get a 2-out single. And you can bet your Batootie here that Rollins will try to get a stolen base. He needs a 4, 5, or 6, and he gets a 12, so he won't be able to go on that number. Markham -2, Barajas 0, so it's basically a 1 to 14 chance with Rollins being held on. Going to take it and try to steal second. That's a 3. He will get the stolen base. Now, 1 through 3 on that stolen base roll means we check for a throwing error. Barajas is a 1 to 7 chance for a throwing error. And it's another 3. So that is going to be an E2, and Rollins moves all the way to third base. Worth could score him here, or he could get on some kind of a wild pitch. Won't be that. So Worth, 5-8 against a righty, pops out to short, and a good chance goes to Pot there for the Phillies. Going to the fourth, no score. So top of the fourth, and Aaron Hill will be the batter. 5-10 righty, fly ball to right. That'll be an out as Jenkins flags it down. Alex Rios. 111, and that's a correction factor check. 1 to 8, and it's an 8. Right on the money. So that will be a single for Rios. They're going to have to hold him on. And with Kendrick's +3, Rios will try to take second. But he gets a 12, and a 12 helps him. That's a number in his range. So, again, a 1 to 19 chance to take second base. As it's +3, -1, so that's +2. And so that works off the -2 for that good number. And he gets his second stolen base of the game. So with 1 out, it'll be Scott Rowland. 1-7, and that'll be a grounder to short. The runner will not be able to advance, but that's why you steal the base. Try and avoid that double. That would have been a double play ball if it had been. So here is Matt Stairs, 2-9, and he strikes out to end the inning. Both pitchers have given up a hit or two, or 3. But neither of their teams can press on and get that first run. So, Chase Utley. Hey, Dave S. Yeah, I'm glad you're here for the rubber match. I haven't been broadcasting them, so Chase Utley against Markham to lead off the fourth. 5-7 lefty, grounder to second. Hill 2, E4. That's an 11 and an 8. That will be an out. 4-3. 1 down. Ryan Howard. 4-3 against the lefty. Fly ball to right field. So this is going to be Matt Stairs, a 5 range and a 10. We'll see if that's probably a single. Let's double check. 5 and a 10 is a single, and then 9 to 12 with an E3. I think that'll be okay. Yes. But Howard reaches as he bloops one that Stairs can't get to. Howard's not trying to steal here. Pat Burrell. 15. So then 3-7 For Burl, that could be a double on a 1 through 6. It's an 11. That'll be a fly ball to center. 2 outs. Howard retreats to first. Jeff Jenkins. .310 against a righty, and he's going to pop out to Wilkerson. So we're through 4, no score. So, as you can see, I've decided that rather than have sort of this havoc roll where you roll everything, and if that D20 comes up with a 1 or a 2, it kind of disappoints you. I've decided I'm just going to roll the D20 separately before everything else, so that way it prevents me from seeing what would have come up. Shannon Stewart, 6'6", righty, and 1 to 4 double chance, and it's a single for Stewart. Stewart was caught stealing earlier, and so they're not going to hit and run. They're going to go ahead and let Barajas swing away. 4-7 righty, and that could be another single. 1 to 15. It's a good shot. Oh, it's a 20. That's a line out to second base for the first out. Scudero. 1-3 grounded to first base. C. I make that a 3-1 with a C next to it to denote that that Stewart went to second. And the pitcher spot comes up Markham. He struck out before. And a 4-8. And he's going to draw a walk, which is going to give Wilkerson a chance to score the runner from second. And a 3-8, and that'll be a grounder to first, and Kendrick will be able to get out of the inning as Howard races to the bag and beats Wilkerson by a hair. So still no score through 4.5. A good pitcher's duel. They wouldn't necessarily expect it with Kendrick on the mound, but he is pitching pretty well. And this is with a good weather day at the park. So Felice now, bottom of the 5th, going to lead off. And a 1-9 grounder to short. Scudero throws to first for the out. Carlos Ruiz, 2-9. Second strikeout of the day for Chooch. And it's going to bring up Kendrick. Stick with him. 4-3 fly ball to right field again. Against a righty, this is going to be Stairs. He's a 5 range, and 11. I think that's going to be another single. That's going to cost them another batter. Give J-Roll a chance to come up with Kendrick at first. 2 outs. That's a 2-4, and Rollins will ground it down the line to first, and Wilkerson 2-4. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and so we're through 5. Generic. You have super advanced generic. Oh, cool. I'll do that after the game here. Hopefully I get this done before. I'm hoping we don't go extra innings. And given the current score and the way these guys are hitting, but I'm not going to jinx anything. So, again, just to recap, this is game 3 of this series. We've already put 2 in the book in this series, and we finished off the Atlanta series before. The Phillies have gone 2-1 in their last 3. But Toronto was the real-life winner of this game. It's currently no score. Kendrick and Markham both having pretty good first halves of the game here, and so Aaron Hill will lead off in a 2-8, and Rollins will come up with that and make a sidearm throw that beats Hill easily. Alex Rios, there's a 3-6, and 3 for 3 for Rios. That's a double. Brings up Scott Rowland. Rios. Let's see. I wanted to check this out. There's 1 out. He's a 1 to 13. that's a 1-9 plus 2. A 1-11 chance. They are holding him on at second. But he's going to, let's see if he can get to third. So needs a 2 through 5 or a 12. And it is a 12. So he's going to go 1-11 chance to get to third base on a stolen base. And he gets caught stealing. So bit of a risk reward there. You got rolling coming up, but now 2 outs. 6-5 against a righty, and oh boy, that's a normal home run right there. 1-12, normal home run, and they get the 14. They're going to catch a break, but that double would have scored Rios. So maybe not such a great move to send Rios there. Stairs, 2 outs. 2-7 against a righty, and he strikes out. So Blue Jays get aggressive, try to get Rios to third, and the D20 takes him down. One moment. I don't know. Maybe. Bottom of the 6th. And it's Jason Worth. Dave S. said send him, so I guess I'm a 5-6. I guess I'm at least, so that's a ground to third. I mean, a tight game like this, you're trying to maybe generate a run when they need it. 6-5 was the score in real life here. 5-9 against a lefty, strikes him out. Markham pitching like Roy Halladay here, and Markham 2 outs. Ryan Howard 1-4, fly ball to center. Wait, I'm reading from the wrong side. It's against a righty. That's a ballpark home run chance. This could be long. 1-17, and it's gone. Ryan Howard takes it out of here, and that's a 1-0 lead for the Phils. Pat Burrell now. 2-4. That's a ballpark single. 1-8. It's a 6. Markham has a 7-inning limit, so he pitches pretty well in this season. So Jeff Jenkins with Burrell at first. 2 outs. 5-8 against a lefty. Fly ball to center field ends the inning. Phillies do pick up a run. 1-0. And Kendrick will come out for the 7th. Let me just see one thing. Single walk. Well, he's actually not going to come out for the 7th. The Phillies are going to bring him out because, in theory, he reached his point of weakness right here with that second double. Fortunately, it didn't impact the game, but they're going to bring in, let's see who's coming up. Stewart, so righties. They're going to bring in Clay Condrey. And let's see, they will. They're gonna make a double switch in this case. So I have to write down the pitchers here. Kendrick goes 6. That's gonna be Condrey. Okay, so Worth will go to right field in the 7th. And so we will use Victorino right here. Need my correction tape. He's a 1 minus 3 E2 17, I believe, right? Yes. It's sad when you get that memorized, but I guess you play these cards enough, you start. Jenkins is gone. All right, so Condrey will come into the game. And Worth goes to right, and I believe in right field he may be a 2 range. He is. Okay, so Dave S. says that could be the game winner, the home run. I highly doubt that. All right, so Shannon Stewart against Condrey here. 6-3 against a right-hander. Fly ball to left X. Left fielder's Burrell, 5 and a 4. That's going to be a double probably. That is a double for Stewart to lead off. So maybe the Phillies should have done a little more juggling to their lineup. So Barajas, runner at second, and a potential passed ball. Ruiz 1-2. It's a 9. I should have rolled it over here, but so no passed ball. 110, grounder to short. No advancement from the runner. 1 down. Scudero. 310 and a single to left. Stewart at 13. You got the pitcher spot coming up. Again, I forgot to write down the pitcher. That you're going to pinch hit for almost certainly. Let's see. And where is it? To left? Single. 310. Single to left. So that's Burrell minus 1 arm. Stewart's 13. He would not have been held. Makes him 14. So 13. We're gonna hold him there. First and third with 1 out, and it'll be the pitcher spot. Pivotal moment here for the Phillies and for the Blue Jays. So against the righty, they're going to bring in Lyle Overbay. Actually, no. They're going to hold off on Overbay. They're going to use Inglet. So, and part of the reason for that is that Inglet is not going to be as apt to hit into double plays because you've got a runner at third. So this is Inglet. So the Phillies will play with the corners in, trying to prevent a bunt here. So here's Inglet. 6-3 against a lefty. Fly ball to left field. Again, this is Burrell. 2 left field chances here. And it's a 2. That is big trouble. And a 16. What's Burrell? E2 and 16. That's a 2-base error and a triple. A triple and an E2. Triple and error. Batter and all runners score. Oh my goodness. E7. 3-1 Blue Jays, and Condrey gets jobbed by some bad defense, and Brad Wilkerson will come up and I didn't need to roll that. Nobody on base. Everybody in. 6-6 against a lefty. 1-11 single. That'll be another single. The Phillies are going to have to get bullpen action going now. Let's see, Aaron Hill. You got Rios and you got right-handed bats coming up. They're going to get Tom Gordon, Mormon. So Wilkerson at first. Is he going to try to steal with one out? Of course he is. And it's a 2. That's potential balk. Condrey doesn't balk, so and that means that Wilkerson cannot get a lead. 2-5. Grounder to short B. So it's going to get the lead runner. 6-4. Fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, it'll be Alex Rios. They're going to try and let Condrey finish out this inning. 6-8 against a righty, and more trouble. 1-3 triple. It's a 7. That's a single. 2 stars be first and third, and the Phillies are going to make the move. Condrey largely ineffective. They're going to try Tom Gordon here, see if he can get out of this inning. So Condrey went 2/3 of an inning. So with 2 outs, it'll be Scott Rowland against Tom Gordon, first and third, and a potential wild pitch. And Tom Gordon's wild pitch is 20. How about that? Another run comes in to score. That's 4-1. .58 against a righty, and he grounds it to second. That'll be Utley, and he will. Oh boy, does he miss it? Triple ones. That's a E14 and a 3, and that's a 2-base error. Utley boots that one. So that is a G1 with a 2-base error. Batter to second, runner. That's going to score another run. So that's an E4 to second. We're going to put the E there. And 5-1. And man, this is gone all awry for the Phillies. So runner at second and Stairs, 6-5 against a lefty. Grounded to short. Will Rollins be able to handle this? He gets it, and a 6, and he will make the play, I think. E8 and a 6, yes. But an adventure inning for the Phillies there. 5 runs across, and they go from trying to win a nail-biter to Condrey's ERA is not great, but you've got to get through the 7th, and Madsen pitched 2 innings in the previous game. So, it's you kind of got to play it straight up here. So 7th inning stretch. They've pulled Markham, but he's in line for the victory now. They're going to bring in who's coming up? The righties. So they will bring in Benitez. For the bottom of the 7th. What time is it? It's 12:30. We're starting to run a little long here. 1-6 for Felice. That's a strikeout against Benitez. 1 down, Carlos Ruiz. There's another triple ones. It's a 1-2 against a righty. It's a grounder to second. And with 2 outs, the pitcher's spot. Actually, it's not the pitcher spot. It's Victorino who came in and double switch. That seems like a year and a half ago. 3-9. Grounder right back to Benitez. 1-2-3 inning for Armando. Former Met. Big guy. Once a closer, now kind of a mop-up guy. Well, they will stick with Gordon here for the 8th. It's going to be Stewart leading off. He led off the 7th as well. 5-1 Toronto in a turnabout. 6-4 against a righty. Grounder to short. That's Rollins. And he makes the play. Tell you what, these D6s are a little low happy here. Who's that? Rollins, 6-3, 1 out. So that brings up Barajas, 5-6 against a righty. And Barajas, the catcher, is going to get a triple. How about that? Probably had 0 triples in his career, but he gets one here. So infield in, 5-7 against a righty. 1-5 single. That would score a run, and it's a 5. Pitcher spot. By the way, let's see, they got the top. They're going to bring in. They're going to bring in Brian Tallett or Talley. I don't know. I meant to look that up before the game, but England is not in there. They're going to use. They use Kevin Mench. The Phillies in danger of losing 2 in a row here. So runner at first, Scudero, with a 6-1 lead. And Mench at the plate, 1-6, grounder to short. That's going to get Gordon out of the inning. 6-4-3. Double play. 1 run. Top of the 8th. Benitez is gone. They're going to bring in Tallett or Talley. Yeah, Philly meltdown. Kind of it's been basically par for the course here for this replay. They just can't seem to hold leads. So the lefty in here to face top of the order. Rollins 3-5 against a lefty, grounder to second. 1 out. Jason Worth 6-8 against a righty, 1-13 single. It's a 20. So it ends up being a grounder to Scott Rowland, and so Chase Utley 2 outs. 6-10 against the lefty, and he pops out to Aaron Hill. So we're going to go to the 9th, and it looks like Toronto's a shoe-in for this one, barring some kind of a strange to-do here. Let's see. They're going to bring in J.C. Romero here. like to get too messy here. But, all right, so that's in the page. Good. Top of the order, lefty. So lefty against lefty. Wilkerson facing Romero, 6'5", lefty. Then he's going to draw a walk. Aaron Hill now. Again, 6'1". 110 against a lefty, and that's a double to right. Wilkerson, a 13. Right fielder is worth a -2 arm. They're going to hold him up. Second and third, nobody out. Phillies are going to go back to their bullpen. Romero is obviously not where it's at in this game. They're going to second and third, nobody out. They're going to go with they're going to go ahead with Brad Lidge. He hasn't pitched in a couple games here. Thinking they should have gone with him from the get-go here. Alex Rios, second and third. They're going to play with the infield in here. So 6-7 against a righty, strikes him out. One down. Rolling. 2-6, and he may get all of this one. 1-7 would be a home run. It is gone. Home run, 3-run shot for Scott Rowland. Now a 9-1 ball game. Rowland, 2 for 5, and he is killing his previous team. Matt Stairs now with 1 out. 2-7, strikes him out. And Shannon Stewart, 5-6 against a righty, and Lidge is still okay for that to be a strikeout. But 3 runs, 9-1, all 3 in the last third of the game. Phillies definitely melting down here at the home park. They're going to be happy to get out of town. They're going to be heading down to D.C. for a series. See if the Nationals can get them right. So, talent. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so they're going to try and close this out. Howard, 2-11. Surprise, surprise, strikes out against a lefty. Pat the bat. 3-8. Surprise, surprise, strikes out against the lefty. And the pitcher spot, well, let's see, against the lefty, they're just going to go ahead with Chris Coast here. He's actually been hitting the ball pretty well for them, so hopefully this game is nothing like the Bills game this afternoon. We'll see. So Chris Coast, Talent trying to get through this inning. 2-6. Oh, and he hits him. A glimmer of hope. Pedro Feliz. Coast, he's just going to mosey on down to second with the defensive indifference. 5-9 against a righty. Potential home run here for Feliz. 1-12. They get add a couple more runs here on the board, and it's a 12. So that's going to be a home run because the fence in right or in left is too tall for a jump. So that's going to be a home run. At least they get 3 out of this, but it's going to be too little, too late. Carlos Ruiz, 1-9, grounded to short. Scudero ends it. They pick up 2 runs. Leave the few fans that are standing around wondering what could have happened if they could have fielded their positions correctly. But instead, I think it might have been Dave S. As Dave S. said, this was a good game until Burrell booted a ball down in the corner. He completely misplayed it, and that went for a that was the whole triple and an error for an inside the park home run, if you will. In reality, so did I just throw Lidge's card up here? Yes, I did. So I mean, that was really the straw that ended up breaking the camel's back. Up until that point, they did get the run there. Actually, no. I guess that was we were leaving that guy there at third, so it was first and third, and they pinch hit with Inglet, and Inglet he hit one there that Burrell just completely misjudged. So it took the wind out of the sails of the Phillies. They had a home run from Howard in the sixth, which gave them the 1-0 lead, and got another homer from Feliz late on, but the damage was done. Another home run for the Blue Jays, Scott Rowland. I believe that was his second 3-run shot for the series, and the Blue Jays come away with the series victory. Your winning pitcher is going to be it is going to be Sean Markham, by the way. They pinch hit for him right here, which puts him as the pitcher of record, losing pitcher. It is going to be Clay Condrey. So no saves or anything like that. Hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 hits for the Jays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits. So they doubled up on hits. I believe there were 2 errors. 2 errors for the Phillies. One for the Blue Jays. It was a throwing error on the stolen base by Rollins there. And let's see, left on base. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 left on base for the Blue Jays. Relatively economical, but let's see. For the Phillies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So Phillies really didn't stand much of a chance in this game once they started booting the ball around the infield. Well, not the infield so much as the outfield. So, okay, well, that's okay. This is a nice way to have spent some time before the football game that's coming on. But thanks for watching, everybody. It was looked like it was going to be a pitcher's duel until it wasn't. So I'm going to have to do some prep before the next series, which, like I said, is against the Nationals. Got to make sure that see how their rosters have changed since the last time they played. Just do a couple little things, but thanks for watching. Not going to win them all, but the Phillies, they've been playing a little bit better, but this one's going to leave a little sting. Maybe this will motivate them towards some further improvements. So, all right, if you're interested in the NFL here, hope your team does well, unless they're the Bengals. And hang in there. Thanks for liking our videos here on the channel. If you give them the thumbs up, we really appreciate that. Just keeps moving things forward. And yeah, just subscribe to the channel if you like this video and want to hear and see more of them. And you'll get to see when they come out immediately. Like when they're going on, because we live stream just about everything. And so when we do that, you can get in on the chat room and everything. Great group of guys here that can, I'll